What is going on, everybody? This is S Trades, and today is December 2nd. And in today's video, we're going to be going over the trade recap, the two trades that I ended up taking. And yeah, without further ado, let's get straight into the video. So far, December's PA has been actually pretty decent, like specifically for my strategy. I don't know how it pertains to you guys, but my strategy has been pretty much really good. It's been killing it. Most of the setups work, and literally today alone, they had like 4 decent setups that you could have taken. Like there was something that you should have taken today for sure if you're following inversion for value gaps, right? And yeah, so I just want to go quickly over the two trades that I ended up taking. So heading into the day, I was bearish, right? We're looking at the higher time frame, right? We ended up kind of taking out all of this low resistance liquidity over here, right? Took out all of this low resistance liquidity, came down below, and then started immediately pushing up higher after taking out this London low. And now we're seeing bullish fair value gaps getting respected and bearish PDA rates getting disrespected. So in my case, I wanted to see longs, right? Unfortunately, there wasn't really much at open, right? We did retrace back down to this 5-minute over here, but I did want to see price come down lower. There's an hourly and 4-hour fair value gaps over here that I erased, but this is what I wanted to see earlier, but we did not get that, right? So we ended up pumping up literally almost like 150 points. Then we developed this 5-minute fair value gap over here, right? And this was honestly a really good setup that you could have taken and probably should have. I just ended up missing out on it because I was in class and I was freaking talking to my professor and I couldn't take his trade. So what do we have here? We have this equal high over here, we have this internal high over here, and we have this premium 1-hour fair value gap as our draw on liquidity. So we have our very obvious draws on liquidity. Now we have this 5-minute that we ended up trading into. So this is a continuation play right here. You could have simply just taken this 1-minute inversion, right? Super clean, right? Take this long, stops over here, targeting this 1-hour fair value gap over here, right? You would have went of break even at this equal high, and this played out amazing, but I did not take this, right? Like I said earlier, because I just simply missed out on it. Now what happened then, right? So once we came up to this 1-hour fair value gap, right, we immediately got this rejection block. Right now, I did not go over rejection blocks in my bootcamp because this is a new concept that I'm integrating into my own strategy, right? If you guys know Powell, he's known for top taking and bottom taking trades by using these rejection blocks and the consequent encroachments of these wicks. And I'm starting to kind of incorporate this into my own strategy, right? So I'm kind of mixing and matching inversions with rejection blocks and things like that, right? So what happened here, right? We ended up trading into this 1-hour. We also left this 5-minute over here, which already got traded into, but we also left this 15-minute fair value gap right here below us, which I wanted to see get traded into because this would act as a very obvious imbalance, obvious draw on liquidity in this case, right? So what did I do after that? I drew out my fib levels, right? So this is this right here would be your rejection block, right? This whole entire wick. And the way Powell would trade is he would pretty much have rejection blocks at certain PD rates, and then he would take limit orders based on the 50 level, 0.618, 0.79, right, based on whatever the trade is, right? So in this case, if you are trading rejection blocks and if you are like top taken and bottom taken, you simply could have just taken a limit order over here, right, short at the 0.5 level, and taken this whole entire move down, right? But like I said, I don't trade like that. I trade inversions. So in my case, what I did was in this scenario, I drew that rejection block. We saw that we tapped that 0.5 constant encroachment level, and we got an immediate reaction. Now again, if you trade and you do like top tipping and bottom taking, this would be a perfect entry for you guys, right? And I trade inversions. So in my case, I waited until this 1-minute inversion gets closed, which it did over here. So I took this short all the way down to this 15-minute. That was a pretty good setup, right? Then after that, there was another trade opportunity, literally the same exact thing, but now it's more of a mechanical model, right? So once we traded into this 15-minute, again, this is what I originally wanted to see from the beginning, right? So we traded into this 15-minute and we opened up this 5-minute. So now this is a mechanical long, right? But I was also very bullish, so that's why I ended up holding all the way up until over here. So what happened here, right? We created this rejection block, drew my fib. Again, same exact thing right here. We have the constant encroachment, we have the 0.618 level retracement getting respected super nicely, right? We traded into this 0.618 retracement. You could have easily took a trade over here, right? Let's say if you are trading those, right, could have set your stop, could have set your limit over there, stop super tight, and then targeting whatever you did. But in my case, like I said multiple times, I take inversions. So there was a 30-second inversion over here somewhere, and I ended up pretty much taking it over here, setting my stop loss below this consequent correction because I don't want to see price come back down here anymore, because we already did respect that wick. Right, once we hit this 5-minute, I went break even, and I set my stop. I went break even and I took a partial off, and then I pretty much held the rest of the way all the way up until this high. And this trade was around 100 points, right? Yeah, 95 points. Pretty nice trade that we had over here. And even right after this, we had another very good setup that ended up happening, right? We ended up taking out that high, sweeping it, right? Same exact scenario, right? If you draw out your fib for the rejection blocks, same exact thing, right? We have this wick getting respected, right? The 0.618 level got tapped into, right? Then this 5-minute got inversed. You could have easily taken this also if you were looking at it, right? So if you were looking at this trade, if you do take the top and bottom ticks trades, right, you could have easily set your limit at that 0.618 level. Or if you take inversions like me, you could have simply took your short over here once the trade ended up closing below this inversion, and we see that price ended up flushing down all the way to this discounted 1 hour. And again, just for the sake of showing you guys how good today really was, now we have this discounted 1 hour fair value gap that got traded into. We traded into the equilibrium and the 0.618 level on the higher time frame. We opened up this 5-minute, we opened up this 15-minute over here, and this 5-minute. So we have a ton of draws on liquidity that we could trade, right? So if you just take a look at this trade right here, this was also really good. It's A plus. And the only reason why I didn't take it because I already took 2 dubs and I was off for the day, right? And it was already like 11:30, so I didn't want to take this. It was a little bit too late for me. But if you were looking at this, right, you could have taken along once this inversion ended up closing. And this was going to be the 5-minute, this is going to be the next 15-minute, and this was going to be the next 5 minutes. So this is a 150 point move that ended up happening. You wouldn't have got break even, right? You would have put your stops to break even once this 5-minute got hit, and then held the rest of the way. And we see that price is still running, right? So I mean, I was done already before this, so that's why didn't take any of this. But today was really good. The PA is getting a lot cleaner, surprisingly, in December. But if you guys do have any questions or are a little bit confused about anything that I've taught you guys, again, this new consequent encouragement and rejection block things that I'm showing you guys is kind of new, so I might make a video about that later. But later down in the future, I'll be making another bootcamp with more updated things that I learned and more updated things that I use now, which is going to be later down the line. But if you guys have any questions or you guys are confused about anything, comment down below, like this video, join my free Discord, and I will see you guys in the next video.